Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Firefox, and welcome back. Recording this video right after the one that you would have probably watched before this with this character customization. If you haven't watched it, check it out now, guys. We're talking about the settings of Nintendo Switch Sports today. It's not like a great big huge topic, but it is a topic nonetheless, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm trying to explain, and probably you'll get an understanding of every setting within the game. This is for anybody who is looking for this video that may need help when the game does release. I don't expect anybody to need this video before the game releases, so let's get straight into it. All right, so first things first, when you enter into the settings screen, the options are a bit very simple, right? We have the user settings, we have the how to play, we have the alternate color mode, we have staff creations. You're going to go into user settings to get into the nitty-gritty of information that you want to get. Now, when you go into user settings, there isn't much things that are going to confuse you, but we're still going to go through it just in case anybody needs clearer understanding of anything, right? So first of all, the options you have are the dominant hand and leg. You have the pro league settings, you have other, and you have delete user. Obviously, starting from the bottom up, delete user means you're just going to delete your character settings, and you have to, I guess, set new settings when you go into the game, right? However, we're going to go into dominant hand and leg. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory for each game that you have access to right now. Shout out to the guy who got the early access to the game. His information will be in the description. We have volleyball. I said volleyball because I was speaking some Spanish recently. We have volleyball, we have badminton, we have bowling, we have soccer, which is a leg sport, and the guy hasn't played it yet, so he wasn't able to set his leg preference yet. You have chambara, which is the sword one, and you have tennis, right? You can set for each specific game which hand you are using to play the game. Now, this is very important because if you use the wrong hand, like if you set the game for the left hand and you use the right hand and you swing this way, it won't register your swings as being this way, right? Because in specific games like tennis, for instance, as I just made the gestures, when you want to swing this way, you're going to swing the controller a certain way, right? You're going to swing it this way. However, when you want to hit a backhand, you're going to actually turn the controller over and hit this way. Therefore, your controller will actually flip orientation, allowing you to hit a backhand if it's possible in the game. However, if you have left hand set and you're using the Joy-Con in your right hand, when you swing with your left hand, for those lefties out there who play with their left hand, I can't do that at all. It's going to actually register as a backhand swing, and then you're going to have to do this actual backhand for it to be a forward hand swing. So make sure you have your orientation of your Joy-Con properly set so that you won't get any issues as it pertains to which direction you're swinging. I mean, specifically for soccer, you want to use your preferred leg also, because if you have it on your right leg, you're going to kick with your right leg. If you have it on your left leg, you're going to kick with your left leg. Now, if you set the soccer leg as right, you're going to kick with the right only in the game. If you set the soccer leg as left in the game, you're going to kick with the left leg. So if you set the left leg, but you have your Switch controller strapped to your right leg, it's going to be a bit confusing to you, or for some people, or for kids who may be playing the game. So just set the leg that you're going to be using. And if you're like me and you're probably just going to play the soccer with your hands, then I don't know, set it however you like. Anyway, moving on to the next settings, which isn't currently in the game yet because the person who got the game early doesn't have access to the pro league settings. However, the Pro League settings, wins and losses determine your ranking. You get a ranking for each specific game: volleyball, badminton, bowling, soccer, chambara, tennis. I personally going to be ranking very often, so if you want to be a part of that, be sure to subscribe. I may need a partner for volleyball, so forth and so on. If you take a break from a league, you will not gain or lose a ranking during that time. Now, the league lasts for a specific amount of time, so if you don't play any games between that, whatever rank you reach, just similar to other games, you're going to just stay there. You're not going to lose or win a rank. However, when the league time surpasses and it resets, you're gonna be losing your rank. Okay, so this pro league settings here is for any settings concerning your league, right? Which we don't have information on yet. The last settings that we do have is other, which doesn't have much things in it pertaining to anything that you may need to change, but it is general game settings that I don't know, some people it's just there for ease of use or comfort, right? So we have the camera UD and the camera LR. Now, this is UD is up down, LR is left right. Now, for some games, like football, you're gonna have to control your camera for yourself. And if you have it set to reverse, of course, it's gonna go the opposite direction to where you send it with your arrow keys or whatever. Similar to some people who play those plane games. When you play a plane game, you most likely when you pull back on your stick, which is down, you actually want to tilt your forward up, and when you tilt for up, which is forward, you want to actually tilt your plane downwards. So it's kind of in that sense you want to make it reverse, right? But for other people, um no, they just use it normally, so whatever direction you pull is where the camera is going to face. So keep that in mind. Then we have the minimap setting, which is rotating or fixed. Now, this setting is only used. I am what do you call it? I am assuming, based on the information we have already, only for certain sports. Now, certain sports, as you will see, we get into videos of certain sports in the future. Certain sports have mini maps, certain sports don't have mini maps. The soccer is one that has mini maps and follows your camera, meaning when you look up, down, left, or right, it stays on the screen for you to see it. And then there are some sports where the mini map is not fixed, it's actually rotating, so that when you turn, your minimap actually rotates with you and you see yourself on the same side that you were on current at the time when you turned, right? Whereas if you keep it fixed, when you turn, you're going to see yourself on the opposite side. And it's hard to explain from just this video, but most of you should understand what I mean. If you've ever played football, a football game, when you turn to run towards the enemy post or the opponent's team post, you usually see the opponent on the far side of your map, and you see yourself on the closer end to you. However, in this, when you rotate, when you turn, like if you want to run back to your post, the camera actually, the minimap actually flips with you, and rotates the entire map, so that the enemy, the opponent's goalpost now shows behind you and doesn't still show in front of you with just your character facing backwards, right? I'll explain when we get into further videos, but that's basically what the minimap is for. I suggest that you leave it on fixed so that it doesn't confuse you. Now, I don't know if persons would want it rotating with them, but I suggest that leaving it on fixed is the way to go, right? Rotating minimap moves with the camera, and fixed minimap doesn't move from the initial position. And then the stamp display just shows stamps on screen so that you can show stamps to opponents. If you don't want your stamp to display and you just, I don't know, want it for yourself maybe, or for viewers maybe, who watching your live stream, you can put it on off so that you alone will see stamps and you won't see enemy stamps as well, or like teammate stamps, so forth and so on. And those are basically the instructions. As I said, the last one is delete user. You can use that to delete your user settings specifically. Each user, you have up to about 5 or 6 users, or 8 I believe, on one console. You can delete up to 8 users and create new ones, as much as you would like. I want to shout out the person who recently subscribed to the channel, Sanchez. Big respect to you. There's one more setting that we want to touch on that you only get when loading into a game, and I'll just show you that here. When you're loading into a game, you have one setting that's not really a setting, but it does play an important role into how your game experience goes, and it's this one right here, match settings. When you get these match settings, you get these match settings at the beginning of every you have these options at the beginning of every sport that you want to play. You can choose the CPU's strength if you're playing against CPU, right? This is locally, you have these match settings, and you can choose normal, strong, or powerhouse. Now, when you choose normal, you get cues, visual cues on your screen that tells you certain instructions to help ease of play. When you choose strong, some of them do still show up. When you choose powerhouse, you get no visual cues. You just have to remember the tutorials that you went through, and the game goes on as normal. Now, there are some like hiccups with certain games that I've seen already that we want to get into in a further video. So if you want to see that, be sure to stick around on the channel, subscribe for more content so you can see that. And if you haven't seen like the expansive character customization that there is in the game, you may want to watch this video, as it will touch on everything that is in the game so far, well, not pre-release, but actually full release, but pre the release date. This is your boy Firefox. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Till next time, peace out.